What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. It's your boy flippinstoop on this rocking fine Monday morning, early in the morning. I hope everybody's sales is up and everybody has been rocking out their stuff. As always, keep on tack. Don't never give up and keep pushing forward. You will succeed on eBay. Now, I was going over some thoughts that has actually irritated me in the past too. And we've all had these thoughts. You ever have customers sending you lowball offers and you complain about it, or you get a return and you're complaining about your returns coming back? What I have come to realize is if we are complaining about our returns, if we are complaining about customers, it's because maybe we don't have enough customers. Not maybe, it is. Or if you're complaining about your returns, it's because you're not selling enough items. You're becoming too reliant on one customer. If you're becoming too reliant on one customer, it's because, for one, you're not selling enough items. You're not listing enough items. Because when you're cranking packages out and shipping packages out by the 20s and 50s and 100s a day, you're not worried about one customer because you're not relying on that $20 sale or that $30 sale. So I guess what I'm trying to get across is if you find yourself doing that and there's not a reseller, guys, that's never been in that predicament. Everybody has had the thought of, oh, another return, or, oh, this customer keeps lowballing me on price. It's because you're too reliant on that one customer. It's because we are, I should say, because I've done it a million times, guys. Went upstairs, complained to my fiance about this customer that's trying to lowball me or screw me over. And the truth is, if you're worrying about one sale, you don't have enough of them a day. You need to up your ante. What do I mean by you need to up your ante? You need to start increasing your listing habit. Because once you get enough sales going through the day and you about can tell almost how much you're going to make a day on eBay, you'll get to that point where it's not a guessing game anymore. You know, by listing 30 items a day, you're going to generate $300 to $500 a day, maybe even $800 a day, depending on your price range. One customer isn't really going to hurt that dollar amount. The only time one customer hurts that dollar amount is when you're not making numbers like that. When you know there's not going to be more sales. That's when it affects you. That's when it drives you nuts. And actually that'll bring you down. So even if you are in the low margins of sales each day, just know in due time, you're not going to have to worry about those one customers. Yeah, if you hear people complaining about the eBay fees, if they're complaining about customers, if they're complaining about returns, it's because they're telling you red flags right now that they are not selling enough items. Just the bottom line, that's all there is to it. You have never ever heard one person selling $1,000 a day complaining about a return. They don't care about it. They realize it happens. It's going to happen, and it happens. Okay, and the only ones you ever hear complaining about it, if anybody's complaining about anything on eBay, which I have made some complaints on here too, some of the return policies I do think are garbage when people can scam you and get over on you. I'm not talking about them type of returns. I'm talking about a regular return because a pair of pants didn't fit somebody, right? If you get your whole day in a tiff about that, you are being too reliant on one individual customer. What I encourage is widen your customer base. Well, how do you widen your customer base? You work harder. You get more items up every single day. You have better customer service. You make people's experience feel good when they're shopping for you. You think about the customer more than you do yourself. So if you ever done that, and if you never even had a thought or a complaint about a customer or a return, then you haven't even been reselling long enough to even have that yet. It's going to happen. We all do it. We all go through that where we have a moment of we're upset because a package got returned, right? Well, let me tell you something about sales in the marketplace, and it's going to happen. If you don't ever want to get a return, don't ever try to resell. Because I don't care if it's a brand new item, somebody's going to get it and it don't fit them. Or it's not going to look like it did in the pictures and you're going to get a return. What you need to shift your focus on is, okay, that's just one person. I can pretty much tell you how many sales I'm going to get a day, every single day, right? And pretty much sum it right up where it's going to be between 15 and 30, right? And pretty much sum that up. And that is a big gap. But I was slacking off for a little while there, and I went through a thing in these winter months. But when I'm every single day, 30, 35 items a day, I'm right around the 20 to 25 sales every single day. And I know it. So how can I let one return affect that 25 sales? You can't let that one return affect 25 of your sales happening that day, or if you're getting 10 sales a day. So I'm speaking upon myself as well. When that happens, when it comes into your mind and you're letting one return or one customer trying to lowball you dictate and ruin your whole day, you're becoming too reliant on one customer. My suggestion, get your customer base up. Get more customers. Because if you got 30, 40 customers a day and sales a day, you ain't going to worry about one customer. You will have a whole different mindset when that customer tries to lowball you, right? Opposed to, oh, another, you know. So I'm letting you know right now for future, if you are listening to people and they're complaining about the eBay platform and returns and fees and all that, it's because they are not doing enough. So don't follow in their foot tracks. I am telling you this hands down. If you are following a page or a group where they do nothing but complain about the fees and psych each other up, that group of people are not putting in enough effort. And if you want to stick with them group of people, by all means, that's the results you're going to get. Keep sticking there, right? Look, a return's a return. It is a part of sales. It's going to happen. A lowball, and everybody's going to try to lowball. If somebody's got a car, think about it this way. If you're selling your car, right, or if you're going to buy a car and somebody's got it up for $5,000 on the side of the road, are you going to walk right up there and give them $5,000, or are you going to ask them $4,500 or $4,000, right? Are you going to at least try to talk them down a little bit? If not, I don't know if reselling's good for you, because then you might not have a knack for trying to get as much as you can or whatever, right? So of course you're going to try to talk them down a little bit. And, you know, but also I wouldn't go up to a car that's sitting on the side of the road for $5,000 that looks in good, great condition and offer them $1,000. That's spitting in somebody's face. You know, that's just basically saying, I think you're an idiot and I think I can get down on you. A respectable offer's good. And I get them every day. Every day. The saddest part, guys, is it's resellers that do that. It's resellers that try to offer $5 on a vintage 1990s Nike sweater, right? When they sell for $20 to $40, even some $100, depending if it's a center logo or not. All day long they sell for that, and then a reseller will send you a $5 offer on it. I don't even respond to them half the time. I don't. I just let them think about it for 3 days, you know? So, I wrote this down too because I think it's important. If you're finding yourself complaining about this, and if you haven't yet, one day you probably will. If you're complaining about one customer, one return, eBay fees, or anything like that, it's because you don't have enough confidence in the rest of the sales throughout that day or throughout that week. Don't think about every sale as, oh, this is it, like, yay, you know, don't make it result reliant. Like, the only reason you get excited about reselling is if you make a sale. Sure, that's all our goals. But if you put in the work every single day, you'll get sales, regardless. I don't care what you're selling. I don't care anymore. You sell pens, whatever you want on eBay. It's crazy. People buy everything, right? There's a knack and a niche for everything. Now, of course, there are some things. What my suggestion is, if you're looking for a niche, get something that you can find plentiful in your area. Don't go and pick a niche that you can only find one of these items every 6 months in your area. You're going to be a real part-time reseller and not do too good if you do that. You want to look for items that you can get mass quantities of, right? If you want to take on reselling full-time, that is, right? Now, if you want to take it on part-time and just have fun with it and experiment with all different kinds of things, by all means, go ahead and do so. But if you want to go full-time and never have to work for anybody else again and create your own stream of income however big you want it, because it's possible on eBay, right? You're going to want to go for something. I mean, I think that's pretty... You think it's self-explanatory, but in essence it isn't, because I didn't think about that when I first started reselling. I was thinking anything that can make a buck, because when you do have a niche, eBay knows what traffic to send you. If you don't have a niche, you confuse eBay's algorithm a little bit. Okay, I'm not saying there's people out there that don't have a niche that sell everything and don't make it, because we've got a few in this group that are doing awesome. But if that same person was taking that same pan and selling that same pan 100 times a day, or listing that same pan 100 times a day, they would inevitably get more sales, right? Without a doubt, hands down, that's a proven fact on eBay. You know, the old analogy I use, you don't see Nike building houses. Why? They can. It's a huge margin area. You can make quadrillions of dollars a year in the real estate industry, right? But Nike mastered clothes and shoes. They don't got to do anymore, right? They don't got anything to do with them. So I do back up niches big time, and it's funny because a couple years back ago, I was watching a video by Chris, as you guys know, and I was like, fuck you, dude, I'm not picking a niche. Well, I wish I would have listened to him a lot earlier, because now eBay knows what traffic to send to me. If you want to buy, if somebody's looking for a vintage sweater, send them to Justin. If somebody's looking for a pair of denim jeans, send them, you know what I mean? Like, they know what traffic to send me. Now, if I was to list this coffee mug today, I would probably confuse them. They would send it to another store that has thousands of coffee mugs opposed to my one on there. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you get what I'm saying? So if you do get into a slump to where you're finding yourself complaining, and listen, it's not even a slump. Everybody's going to do this at least once. If you find yourself complaining about anything on eBay, take a look at yourself and see what you can do so you don't even think about them. Because if you got enough sales coming in, generating enough income, those little hiccups, what we do with the return is we take a little tiny anthill and we turn it into a mountain. It don't have to be. Just know you're going to get them. Know you're going to get customers that lowball you. Know you're going to get returns that are BS, right? Or even they send you back a different item. Done it to me. But you know what's crazy about that item that got sent back to me, guys? On a pair of True Religion jeans. I resold them, and I even marked in my listing, unsure if they're authentic or not, because to me they didn't look like authentic True Religion denim jeans. And I listed them at that. I took all pictures of everything, and some woman said she loved them. She offered me $18 on it. So I did make the sale of $40 on the one Rainbow Joey's, and then got them sent back to me. eBay didn't take money from me to send that person a refund, but they did send that person a refund. And then I was able to resell the jeans. So actually, instead of making $40, I made $58, right? I have $58 worth of sales instead of $40. But if you were ever going to list a jeans, pair of jeans or pair of anything that you might think is unauthentic, I strongly suggest you to put that in the title so people know. You know, people buy unauthentic Jordans all the time. So the people around them think that they got real Jordans on, and they're $20 Jordans or whatever, right? People do it all the time. So people will buy unauthentic things. But make sure you're specifying that in any title or description, because if a person gets that and they know their jeans or whatever it is you sold them and it's unauthentic, it's not going to look good. That is a really bad feedback if you get an authentic item or whatever, right? People look at that and like, oh, nope, not buying from them at all. So don't do that. But like I said, guys, don't get yourself in a tiff over a sale. What you do is you work harder and get more sales throughout the day. And people are like, it's easier than, you know, you're making it sound easier than it actually is. And no, I'm not. That's simply the answer. List more items. Get more items up. Get more sales. You're not going to worry about one sale that falls through today. Like somebody purchased it and they didn't pay for it or whatever, right? You know how many of them I get a week? If I let them cripple me, I would make no sales. I probably on an average get 4 to 5 people that purchase an item from me and they go 4 days without paying it. And if you go 4 days without paying your item on my store, I cancel it and I leave you bad feedback. I leave you feedback somewhere along the lines of, we do not recommend this customer. They have no communication, and they purchased the item and never followed through a payment. I don't tear them apart, but I'm honest about it, right? And I suggest you guys do the same with people that are not paying for their items. Get them off the buying platform, right? Because whether you know it or not, some people that are making sales like me, I do research on their feedback. I want to make sure that they got decent feedback when I accept a sale. You know, some people don't. They just see the dollar sign and they automatically hit it, right? That person might have had like 6 negative feedbacks of never paying for their item. Now you just took your item off the market for the next 4 days because that person ain't going to pay for your item neither. I want a responsible buyer. Just like they want us to be responsible sellers and to get the item to them as soon as possible, or whatever your stipulation states in your page. Same goes for the buyer. I want the buyer to be a responsible buyer. I don't want to have it. There's times I got 25 items that are purchased and not paid for, right? So that's a lot of money off my shelf, right? That's a lot of money out of my inventory just sitting there. 25 items times 20. I mean, you do the math. That's $400, $500, $600 just sitting there. But most people, 98% of the people come through. What do you do if your item's been sitting on there for a day or two and they haven't gave you any communication or none? You simply go to that item that's been sold and you can send them a payment reminder. And then after that payment reminder, every 24 hours, I personally get in there and say, Thank you kindly for your purchase. Once we're ready to package we're ready to ship your order. Unfortunately, we cannot do so until payment is made. And then if they don't do it, it's on the third day. The third day, I'll message them and say, this is our third time trying to contact you. After today, on the fourth day, we will cancel your order on your behalf, which means I'm leaving them bad feedback. And I'm canceling the order because the buyer didn't pay. So make sure you give them the 4 days, because eBay wants that. And I don't suggest you to cancel any orders that hasn't been 4 days. And eBay pays attention to that shit. Don't give somebody 12 hours, and if they don't pay it, cancel it, because eBay will frown on you as a seller for that. They don't like that. So if you find yourself bitching and moaning about certain aspects on eBay, then just up your ante. So more good is going in your store than bad. You're not having enough good coming into your store. You're not getting enough sales, the positive feeling we want. So when one negative gets thrown at us, we're all thrown off too. Well, the only way to switch that is to add more positivity on your store, right? Add more sales. How do you do that? List more items. It's the only way, guys. That and revising your items. The real only guaranteed way to get more sales on eBay is to up your daily listing habit. Or if you're not listing every single day, begin to list every single day. And that don't matter if you're listing 10 items a week or fucking 9,000 items a week, right? It doesn't matter. If you're listing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and not Saturday and Sunday, well, start listing a couple items on Saturday and Sunday, and watch, your sales will pick up. It will pick up, and that is the only way to increase your sales on eBay, is to up the amount of items, get better items, more desirable items that people are actually looking for. I've talked to people that's had 10,000 items in their store and they get 1 or 2 sales a day. That's because they're listing everything and anything, and they're not looking up the research, and or their prices are to the moon for something that people barely want, right? I found that almost any piece of clothing will sell for me. Some of them are not worth my time. A $5 item is not worth my time to list. It just takes too much time to list the item, to prep the item, to clean the item, to take the photos, package the item, to pick the item up from the thread. It just takes too much time for me to list $5 items. Now, I won't pass up a $10 sale. I will list $10 sales, but $5 sales for me at this time in our business. Now, I'm not saying 5 years down the road, when we're selling 300 items a day to 500 items a day with 5 employees, that I wouldn't do a $5 sale, okay? Because then it might pan out somewhere if I'm getting the item for free. That's where it all depends on how much you're paying for your items. If you're paying $3 for a shirt and you're selling it for $5, you are doing yourself a huge injustice. You are never going to get anywhere in reselling like that. Now, if you're spending $3 on your shirt and you're selling it for $15, you can build up doing that, right? You can build up doing that. But I still like to find people getting margins in the beginning. Like, work on trying to get $15 profit. That means you're going to have to get an item for $2 to $3, we'll just say $2 to $5, and sell it from between $20 and $25. Because after eBay's fees and expenses and all that, and then the shipping and everything else, depending on if you get free shipping, we do not. We charge for shipping. Taxes in whatever states you're in, that would be about a $15 sold item. People don't think that. People think because they sell an item for $15, it's $15 profit. No, it is not. You got the cost of the item, the gas, the time it took you to get there to get it, the time it took you to photographer it, the time it took you to list it, the time it took you to package it, the expense it took you to buy the packaging that you got to put your items in if you pay for poly bags. There's a lot that goes into it where people don't think that logically. They don't think about how valuable their time is, how much your poly bags cost, how much your tape or whatever it is your cost, how much your shipping labels cost, how much your computer, internet, electricity, all that you have to be thinking about goes into every listing. So what is worth your time? A $5 sale item is not worth my time unless I was listing 1,000 of them a day. It would not be worth my time, period. So I hope this helped you guys out if you're stumbling around of complaining about a return or you're complaining about a customer sending you a lowball. I talked about this because I just caught myself doing it the other day. I am still struggling with this. What does that tell me? I need to up my ante again on how many items I'm listing so I'm getting so many sales that it doesn't matter about a customer lowball. Think about how minuscule it is. Think about how many there's people that sit on eBay all day long and send lowball offers. For one, because most of them are resellers that do that, so they can get your item, take it back to their little shop, take some more photos, and resell it, right? There's people that spend all day. There's people getting paid to do that. So it's going to happen, guys. It's going to happen. Matter of fact, there's some big shots on YouTube that do that. And their clothes buyers are driving BMWs. So they're sitting on eBay all day long sending $5 offers. Because what they want to do is they want to catch the little guys, right? Because all you're thinking in the beginning, what did I say in the beginning a long time ago? Forget making money in the beginning. Get a couple sales. And get a couple good reviews. Like, that's the most important thing in the beginning, is getting some momentum, getting some traffic going, right? The hell with the dollar amount, the hell with anything. Just get some sales going in the beginning, right? Lose money if you have to. I've done it multiple times in the beginning. Just sold an item to get the experience of packaging up an item, getting it to a customer, getting feedback. People ask, how do you get to 100 things of feedback? Just provide good customer service and get your items to the post office. Eventually, you're going to have 100 plus good feedbacks, right? People want to know all the wrong things about reselling. How you win, be a good person, sell good items, get them to your customer on a timely manner, and have good prices. All the other stuff below that will fall into line. The things people worry about, how do I get good feedback? It will come. You're worrying about the wrong thing. Just list items, all right? Get good at listing. The number one thing you should focus on when it comes to reselling is getting good at whatever you're listing. Get good at it. And you can't get good at everything, guys. So I don't suggest you even try to get good at everything. Get good at listing and efficient at listing, and that is how you're going to do great on eBay. It's your boy Flippin' Stoop. You guys have a rocking morning.